Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to show 250, Chapter 5. The title of the show, Chapter 5, we're going through my personal testimony. Okay, we've taken a break on the words of Jesus, and we're with the words of the Hippie Pastor's personal testimony. And this is Chapter 5. The title of Chapter 5 is California and the Gay Community. You heard correctly. California, hot fornication, California, and the gay community. That's the title of this show. Okay, and the last previous show, Chapter 4, we left off where I made it hitchhike. I was on my way on like a hypnotized zombie, obeying the Stairway to Heaven song of Led Zeppelin by going to the west to go find the piper so that I could find the meaning of life. Since my world had fallen, everything fell to the ground. I lost everything that I believed in, my passion, the hippie revolution. So ladies and gents, I made it to Ohio. I got a few rides, and then I went to, like I said before, and I went to the bathroom, to the gas station, convenience store, try to grub up some leftover food from the clientele at the restaurant, and get water and go to the bathroom and get back out there hitchhiking. It was a gas station. When all of a sudden, as I'm walking toward Highway 80, remember, goes from New York City to San Francisco. Okay, so as I'm walking to go to the highway, my eyes fall upon a Volkswagen van. It was white in color, and it had California license plates, mate. California license plates. I shit you not. When all of a sudden the driver of that vehicle comes out of the convenience store, it was a beautiful, stunning, blonde, hippie girl with blue eyes. She wore a white t-shirt with no bra, no brassiere, and she had blue jeans, and she was sexy. And it looks like she was traveling alone in that white Volkswagen van with California license plate. So I proceeded to approach her, and I said, I'm hitchhiking, and she said, where are you going? I said, I'm going to California. And she said, get in. I'm going to California too. You can be my co-pilot. You can be my travel companion. Grandiose. I was just like imagining all sort of this stuff like wild sex, which I hadn't had in a while. Yeah, I was imagining a lot of things. But as we get on the road, she tells me to open the glove box, and there was an ounce of marijuana, of the fine kind, buds, man. You could smell it like a Colombian coffee a mile away. Oh, Jesus, it was nice. It didn't smell like coffee, but I'm just saying that, It smelled like marijuana, but it was nice. And man, we got stoned and we toked away all the way, all the way to California. But guess what? She was going to Berkeley, right? That's outside of San Francisco there, university town. She was going to Berkeley to a hippie commune over there, these California hippies, peace and love, flower children, to marry one of these California hippies. She was engaged to get married. That's the story of my life, ladies and gentlemen, the story of my life. And the worst part about it, because, she could have, said, let me get a little sex, before I get tied up in marriage. But no, she was faithful and in love with that guy, or she was repulsed, sexually repulsed by me. She obviously liked me as a friend and as a little companion and a marijuana smoking companion, but there was no, I can't believe it. I never told this to anybody because my friends would have laughed at me. They'd say, you fool, you should have came on to her, but I was a shy type, she was giving me the signals of, no, nothing's happening here. And nothing happened there. Okay, ladies and gents, I don't want you to cry for me, I'm crying for myself. Okay, so then what happened was that we finally, after a long trip of marijuana and with this beautiful babe where nothing happened. We arrived to the hippie commune in Berkeley, California, and she said, you can stay here a couple of days, she told me I could stay at the hippie house, California hippie house, for a couple of days. But my friends, it looks like her fiance wasn't very keen on me. Wasn't really, he didn't really like me too much, to be honest. I could feel the California coldness, that snobbish California hippie flower children's snobbish coldness in his eyes and his treatment of me. She was always sweet. Well, she had to attend to him, I guess he was jealous. Maybe he imagined the worst, which never happened. And all the other California hippies were all sophisticated and all this shit, and they didn't like New Yorkers. And my New York accent was a lot stronger then, and my New York attitude was worse. Because now ever since then, I've traveled the world. Maybe I've calmed down, but I don't think they like me very much. So nobody really asked me to be at the wedding. I mean, I was just there, sitting around on the couch and sleeping there. She said I could stay, They invited me food. So then I realized, I said, I got the hint. So I said, okay. I said goodbye and they leave in good terms before they kicked me out. And I really was thankful for her and the sweet lady. And I just thanked everybody. And I said, thank you very much. I must be on my way. I didn't tell him I was trying to find a piper, but the way of life, but I figured it was a personal thing. So I left that house, and man, I was depressed, man. I started walking, and my plan was, I guess I was going to walk across the Golden Gate Bridge and get the highway that goes all the way down to L.A. So as I'm walking through San Francisco, to go through the Golden, hitching a ride, trying to hitchhike to get across the Golden Gate Bridge, and there's a highway there that goes, I forget what name of it, is it 101 or Highway 1 or 101? It goes all the coast of California all the way to L.A. And I was depressed, man. I said, man, I got bad luck with women. I mean, the LSD kind of took me away from women. I wasn't gay or nothing, but I mean, I had a girlfriend that I totally loved, Italian-American from Long Island, New York, and I just put LSD before her. I mean, I started we started distancing. And I was too much in love with LSD, and I kind of neglected my relationship with my girlfriend. And then I'm walking, I'm thinking, fuck, I couldn't even make it with this blonde. I mean, probably even God was embarrassed with me. Even Jesus probably felt embarrassment about me, not getting poontang, not getting some of that tail. But it didn't happen. So anyway, so I'm walking there feeling embarrassed about myself and feeling depressed and thinking, fuck, man, I can't even make it. I mean, I lost my girlfriend. I couldn't even make it with this. Maybe I'm gay. And I was depressed. So I was thinking, fuck, maybe I'm gay. Well, I thought, maybe I'm gay. And here I am in California where nobody knows me. I'm not in New York where all my friends would probably burn me alive because they were very homophobic. So it would have been an embarrassment to the Victorian community. So, but I said, fuck, I'm in California. Nobody knows me here. Maybe I can pull some, try the gay situation. California has always been known to be a gay haven. Not heaven, haven, I said. So then, I'm walking, and then all of a sudden I see a blue Mustang convertible. I mean, I was like, how old was I? Like 20, I was 20 years old. And this guy looked like he was in his 30s. He had a beard. White guy in a blue convertible, and he pulled over, and I immediately sensed that he was of the gay persuasion. I immediately sensed that. And then he was so friendly. He said, "Oh, you can spend the night in my apartment, but let me stop at the supermarket and we'll get some wine and some food, some steaks." Oh man, that sounded good. I was hungry, and I wanted. And he had drugs. He had like Quaaludes. He turned me out to some Quaaludes. He had marijuana with the supermarket, and I thought to myself, I said, "Well, fuck it, I'll try it out, man. What the fuck? What I got to lose? I'm at the end of my rope anyway. I couldn't. Maybe that was the Pied Piper, not Anyway, ladies and gents, to make a long story short, we go to his apartment. He wines and dines me, gives me quaaludes, gets me stoned, gets me high. We drink wine, we eat nice juicy steaks. And when the time, to pay the fiddler, when it was time for, okay, buddy, mouth eats, ass pays. He didn't say that, but, it was obvious that it was time for that shit. And he got down and proceeded to try to give me oral sex. So he gets down and he opens my pants, my zipper, and I put my hands on his face, and I felt the beard, the hairy beard, and I felt it, and he was approaching my penis with his mouth, and I felt his face, beard, man face. God damn it. I said, ain't no fucking way. I ain't gay. So I just pushed his face away, and I grabbed my backpack, pulled up my pants. Nothing happened. I ain't lying. Pulled up my pants and grabbed my backpack, and it was 2 a.m, and I ran out that door like if I was being chased by a bear, man. I ran out that door on my way. It was a deep fog, and I just kept running, getting out of that community. And to find my way to the highway and get back on my way, and I realized I learned something important. I am not gay. I thank you.